You guys are gonna have to like forgive me. One day I'm gonna learn that using natural light is actually a really bad way to light a video. But until then, you're gonna have to deal with this kind of super washed out, bright colored skin that I'm gonna have on. Yeah. Hey, welcome back everybody. It's been a hot minute, and when I mean hot minute, I totally mean that. It's very warm outside. It's very warm in here. I'm shooting this video, and normally I have like 2 or 3 fans going. No fans are on right now because they would be too loud, and I don't want to edit that. So I literally have like 5 to 10 minutes before I just start sweating like crazy, so let's get to this. Today we're going to talk about jealousy, and I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that have worked for me in terms of dealing with my own jealousy. And as a caveat, these are not clinical things. These are just things that, like I said, work for me, and I hope that it works for you. I have realized as I've gotten older and as I've kind of like concentrated on other things, that jealousy was and sometimes still is a huge driving force in my life, and I don't want it to be that way. Sometimes it takes doing something very drastic, and sometimes it takes doing something like very minimal to change your mindset on jealousy and shedding a light on how much it affects you, and maybe kind of curbing your dependence on it in your life. So I'm going to share with you the things that I've done in my life that has helped me kind of take a couple steps back and away from jealousy, and in hopes of finding other energies in my life to feed my soul on. The first thing I did was take a huge step away from music. Music for me was a very tough thing, especially in college, in my undergrad and my master's. I spent a lot of time just being jealous about everybody, just wanting what people had, and under no justification. And that's the funny thing about jealousy. There's no justification for it, right? You just want something, and you want someone's lifestyle, you want their success, without really understanding how much blood, sweat, and tears they had to put towards in order for them to get that final result. No, I just wanted it. And it was really easy to be in that mindset because, you could just pretend that it's, competition, self-competition, healthy competition, and all those things, and you can mask it so many other ways. I didn't notice it at the time. I actually only noticed it after I started to take more steps towards working on my mental health and my physical health. So some of you who have watched these videos that I post know that I took a huge step back from the performance world in music. I still teach, but I don't really perform. I don't do any of those things. And one of the reasons was mental health and physical health. But working on those two things, I realized that jealousy was also one of the things that I wanted to step away from. And I realized that it wasn't going to get any better, and my attitude was not going to change. So it was a good decision for me to step back. It was painful. Like, kind of my whole self-worth was kind of shooken, and I just didn't know kind of like what made me who I was. But like I said, it was a decision I needed to do both for my mental health and my physical health, and it just so turned out that it also addressed my jealousy issues. So in order for me to kind of stop being jealous of people, I took myself out of the equation. I left that world, and for some people who are dealing with, let's say, addictions to like alcohol and drugs and stuff like that, right? Sometimes it takes drastic decisions, like, for example, not hanging out with people who drink a lot, being away from those things, not even having alcohol in your house, in order for you to be able to really heal and build up your defenses against it. And for me, it was not being part of that world anymore, and understanding that, yes, I am a strong person, but I would be lying to myself if I was strong enough to kind of withstand and weather that world again. So leaving really helped. A second thing that I found really helped me is walking away. So I am, on social media quite often, and I have some very successful friends, very awesome people. And, once in a while, I'll read something and I'll be like, oh man, and the jealousy kind of bubbles up. what I do is I immediately close the browser or put down my phone and I walk away. Literally walk away. I turn off the browser, close the browser, put my phone away, and I just walk and I go do something else. And then I come back to it, and if I feel like revisiting what I read, I'll do it. And if I don't, then I move on from it. But distancing yourselves really, really helps. And that kind of goes, coincides with kind of what I just said from the first one, but this is more of like a mental and psychological distancing, right? Knowing that I do not want that one thing to overpower me or to take control of who I am. So I just take a huge step back and I just leave it. And that's really helped me as well. Another thing when it comes to social media that has helped is I am a very strong believer in having choices. Whatever happens in your life, you always have two choices, right? You can either decide to, be negative and be, sad and depressed about something, or you can be constructive, positive, or whatever. And I choose to be constructive and positive. So one of the things I try to do is whenever I see some of my friends succeeding, I thumbs up, I like them, I reshare things, I post about them. I am jazzed about what they're doing. I'm super excited. I just want to support my friends. So I choose to be that instead. Instead of being jealous, my first reaction is, that is so cool. I wish I had done that, but I'm glad you're doing it because you're doing a really great job. I'm going to support you. I am going to promote you. I'm going to share your success story with people. And I choose that every day, and I have to remind myself that I am choosing that every single day. One last thing that has really helped me with my jealousy is seeking help. Not just professional help, which really helps, but talking to friends as well, being vulnerable with them and telling them like, these are the things that are kind of on your mind, and just needing to kind of talk to someone about it. And maybe sometimes it's an intervention situation, sometimes it's a situation where you just talk, but having someone to talk to really helps. Seeking out help also helps as well. I've gone to a couple of counseling sessions, and that's really where I realized I was a very jealous person. And I think it's one of those situations where it takes one to know one, right? But I'm really good at finding people in my life who are jealous people. And I realized the reason why was because it was a self-reflection. Those things that they were exhibiting were also symptoms of my own life. And it was really eye-opening, and it really helped. So find people, engage with people, surround yourself with people who can talk to you about these things, who are open to you sharing, and who can call out your ass when you're being a jerk. I think those types of friends are hard to come by, but you really need them. Anyways, those are kind of the things that I wanted to share. I know that jealousy is a tough one. We're surrounded by people who kind of curate their social media and curate their pages, and it always looks so pretty, and sometimes you're like, man, it must be so nice. I wish I had that. But celebrate those people. They're killing it, and they're doing such a great job. I want to be a part of the positivity train. I want to help my friends. I want to support them, and I love them a lot. How could I spend so much energy being jealous about their lifestyle? And I think as someone who has been very negative for a very, very long time, this whole sense of, feeding off of the energy that you want to have in your life really helps. It really kind of grounds the things that I truly believe in, the morals and values that I hold up. And I don't know, I hope that just me kind of randomly talking has helped you guys, has helped you guys a little bit, has opened you guys up to kind of certain suggestions that might help you. Obviously seek help if it's a big problem. Talk to your friends. Make mental and physical notes. Write down things that empower you, right? Change your background, right, on your screens, so then that way it reminds you constantly to keep on working on it. It's never going to go away, but if you're proactive enough, you'll always be able to manage it. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. I need to turn the fans back on. I hope you guys have a great day. Until the next time I decide to make a video, who knows?